Hello YouTube, this is Ivan with Cannabis News and Reviews, an 18 and older channel designed to entertain and educate you about the marijuana community. Today, I'm just going to be smoking on a little bit more of this chocolate chunk. I do plan on hitting up the dispensary today. I should be able to pick up some more. I should have another review for you guys up here soon. But anyways, today is just going to be a little bit about a couple stories I found in regards to the marijuana community. One is actually pretty cool. But yeah, real quick, before we get into the news, I am going to, once again, like I said, be smoking on some of this chocolate chunk. So remember to keep your mind open, and let's get stoned. Cheers. So, for our first story, this is actually, excuse me, some very important news. The DEA recently just decided that they are not going to be rescheduling cannabis or marijuana any differently, really, than they have been. The reason they did this decision was based, based off of 7 different factors. The first being the potential for abuse, the scientific evidence of pharmacological effects, the state of current scientific knowledge about cannabis, the scope, duration, and significance of potential abuse, basically, public risk, psychic and psychological dependence liability, and whether or not it is a gateway drug, which for some apparent reason they still have not figured that out. The DEA came out saying that a big part of the reason behind this decision, besides those 7 reasons, is basically because the FDA still says that marijuana has essentially no medical significance whatsoever in any way, shape, or form. I will never understand how somebody can even begin to argue that marijuana is nothing, basically, is the only other argument against that. But the potential for abuse, I don't really, the word abuse doesn't fit marijuana. When I think of abuse, I think of like a really a hardcore drug that literally kills you in the process of taking it, which marijuana is quite literally the opposite of. So I don't really understand the DEA's decision. They do say that they need more time for more research, and I guess they have allowed just a couple more universities, a couple more individuals access to cannabis for strictly research purposes, which is a good thing, I guess, but kind of seems like one step forward, 2 steps back. Yeah, I guess they did take one letter, the letter H. I don't exactly know what that means out of the whatever the Schedule 1 that the marijuana is currently under. They took a letter out of it. They did change it, but just so minutely that it really doesn't even make a difference. Let me hit this real quick. I know the lighting's bad, by the way. This is the only real spot I had to make this video today. But yeah, it'll get better. Just make sure you subscribe. Make sure you hit that like button the second that you deem this video worth watching. Yeah, let's get some more. Okay. So our second story of the day is coming out of Oregon and their state fair cannabis competition that they have decided to start this year. I guess a representative for the Oregon State Fair basically came out with a little bit of an explanation. He said that the reason they even have their state fair is a celebration of an abundance in agriculture, essentially. And now that marijuana is becoming legalized, it is technically becoming a form of legal agriculture, essentially. And considering that weed was I believe it was the fourth top cash crop above potatoes, peppermint, There was a few other pretty significant foods that weed was more of a cash crop than. It was the fourth top one in the state of Oregon. In this cannabis competition, it kind of seems pretty. I mean, obviously it's a new thing, but they're only going to have 9 total plants for people to view. And basically, how it's going to work is they're going to have a green room set up at the Oregon State Fair for anyone that's 21 and older to go in and they can look at these plants. I did also hear that they are going to have a security guard. I don't know if it'll be a police officer or what form of security it'll be, but there will be a security guard with the green room to make sure nobody is stealing the plants or something like that. But they did also say that the it's not to promote the consumption of marijuana, is not what the cannabis competition is for. The actual representative from the Oregon State Fair said that their reasoning behind it is to show adults what good cannabis is supposed to look like. And I think that is a very good way to start something like this. I honestly think it's a genius idea. They'll probably make a little bit of money off of it too. It's just a good way to get it more in the community and without putting it in your face. They, like making a little event at the state fair is perfect for getting, a little bit of information out there, educating people, letting people know that it's not this taboo. It's not supposed to be taboo. It's never meant to be taboo. But yeah, I think it's a good start, anyways. But yeah, I really like that story. I hope you guys did too. But with that, I'm going to finish this bowl, and get out of here. So, like I always say, keep your mind open and let's get stoned. Cheers. Peace.